If some men don't talk about their feelings, what do they talk about? Movies, games, music, comedy, nostalgia, shared past experiences. There may be a passing polite question about how the kids or wife are. Things we don't talk about are families, our kids, work, unless something particularly exciting is happening, our problems, our worries, our feelings. I can spend 2 hours with my best friend whom I haven't seen in a year, and at the end of dinner, know almost nothing about his life. I'll care about the randomized shit ever, like we could talk about politics and talk about cartoon the next minute, cause overall men don't like to talk about emotions, and it's not cause they hold it in or anything, it's just that all us men have a natural setting to never talk about our feelings. You remember before Joe Rogan went kinda nuts, pretty much every guy listened to Joe Rogan. That's because he just talks about what guys talk about. You don't hang out with your friends to talk feelings. You hang out to have fun, tell jokes and talk about cool stuff you found out. You say that you don't want to generalize, but yet you do. Let me demonstrate how. Some women will do anything to keep the conversation limited to feelings, despite of having so many other real issues and problems that they need to solve. How sad is that? Out feelings, so if you don't talk about them, what's the point of hanging out? Well, you don't have to specifically state your feelings Star Wars style to explain what you think of a subject or a person. What do you mean, that's one subject out? Well, an endless amount of topics. I guess the question itself is more interesting than an answer. Is talking about your feelings with your friends always at the forefront of your conversations? One of my problems as a man who does not and never has cared about professional sports is that it locks me out of one of the main ways men who don't know each other well make small talk. Talking about feelings just feels exhausted and pretentious. So we talk about projects, events, annons, etc. Do people actually walk around talking about their feelings? LOL. Men do talk about their feelings to women they love and to their close friends. In certain cases to anyone who they like, or trust, or get a drink. Any guy will speak up. Today me and my buddy talked about bitching about our jobs, farts, business idea. Me and my other buddy talked about his promotion and video games. Most of my close male friends, we can just shoot the shit, you know. Talk about everything from the weather to deep, complex philosophical concepts. Cars, sports, the weather. Sometimes we just avoid eye contact, say, "Yoop," and take a swig of beer. Sometimes it's nice to not talk. Odd assumption that men talk about their feelings at all. They just talk about the stuff that they'll need to make sure is done instead. Hobbies, usually. New shinies in Pokemon Go I caught. Craft projects I'm working on. If I got to pet a dog today. You know. The usual. That sport where they run around in circles as fast as they can. That is the best sport. With hugball as a close second. We talk about everything under the sun and beyond, including those things you seem to think we don't talk about. Men always talk about how they feel. Just that we don't feel a lot about feelings. There are other things to feel. Hobbies. We will take up so many different pastimes just to avoid getting to the root of why we hate everything. Women talk about their feelings as a means of processing them. Men don't process that way. Generally speaking. Swords. There is so much about them, you can't finish all the topics on swords. Length, type, era, style, etc. Well, as everyone knows, there are only 2 topics of conversation. 1. Your feelings. 2. Toast. The weather. The financial corruption present at every stage of our government. The usual stuff. Literally anything else. It would be exhausting to always just be talking about feelings. SNL covered this topic pretty well. We do talk about feelings, but mostly, we make jokes about each other's tiny dicks. Me and my friends talk about superheroes and Minecraft. It'd say it's pretty great. Some men, we talk about food, women and sports. Anything else is unacceptable. How the fall of Constantinople affects LeBron James' legacy. I don't. Anyway, I'm on Reddit and want to spill my guts. Yeah. And why does airplane food taste so bad? Mert. This.